Hello everybody. Today we're going to create a pendant, something like this. I have it on my screen. Awareness pendant, ribbon pendant. I have this as open in 3Design as an image. So I can use this as a reference when I create this model. So let's get started. First, I'm going to create the curve. Before I do that, this is just the education purpose only. I'm not going to create for the production or commercial use. I just wanted to share the technique I use when I create something like this in 3Design. There are a few different ways to create like this. I'm going to use 3Shaper in 3Design. First, I'm going to use the measurement, right? I'm gonna create the size approximately 25 millimeter, about approximately an inch. So first, I'm gonna create a box which measure 25 millimeter height. The width is a proportion to that image, so I have it already set up about 25 millimeter for that image, so it's kind of fitting in that box, right? So for the width, I'm going to adjust it proportionally. Basically, since when you have the height, it's pretty much just okay. But this is the height matter in this case. We can pretty much, the width is we can follow this image. So now I have the measurement set up. I'm going to start by creating the guide curve. When I made my guide curve is, I'm going to use this curve as a guide. When I use extrusion in 3Shaper, I will show you what I mean by that. So this is my guide curve, kind of approximately. And this pendant is, as you can see, I have it flat, the same level, but I'm going to have it over on top of each other, something like this, so that it gets over like that. I'm going to move this one at the bottom a little bit down as well, so something like that, right? So now I can use this curve as a guide. So now when we set up this, I'm going to go into 3Shaper. I'm going to start with just the surface only. So I get the box, and then I'm going to delete every other physics. I just only leave the top surface like that. I'm going to delete the rest of it. So I have it just flat surface like this. I'm going to scale it down. Approximately, when I scale it, I'm kind of eyeballing the back reference image as well for the width. So right now I have this now, kind of. So as you can notice, I'm using the box mode. You have smooth mode, the box modes, and a few as well, right? I'm starting with the box mode. So now what I can do now is, let me it's up in the air right now. I'm gonna just lay it flat a little bit like that. So what I can do now is I can select the edge and select the guide curve, and then using this tool, gonna follow that curve when it's extruded. So it's very fast way of doing that, in my opinion. So right now it is conflict with their background. I'm gonna just bring it down, this background image, so you can see what's going on, right? It's give you already kind of base form. So I'm gonna go back in that shape we just created. I'm gonna pull it down like that. Right now I'm gonna start adding edges. Right now there are no edges here. I'm gonna add it like that. So by adding edges is let me explain to you. So if I look it in the smooth mode, is the result you're gonna get, right? This is the result you're gonna get. This bounce mode is when you're creating it. So in the result, as you can see, it is rounded in the corner. So I don't want it something like rounded like this much in the corner. So by adding edges, it gives you a little sharper. The closer to each other, the sharper you get. You see? Something like that. This is a basic idea technique for when it comes to subdivision modeling. So I'm just gonna do like that. I'm gonna just add in these edges when it's needed to. So now you have a basis like this. So I'm gonna just adjust it a little bit by pushing the point. At the top, it got a little thinner in terms of the width. So this is another reason why I use this shaper, because I can easily adjust it. It gives you the complete freedom in terms of moving the shape in the form the way you like it. So now when I have the base shape, I'm going to just select those only outer points. By choosing this, I can see and align the point. I can select that. So as you can see, I only select the outer edges. The reason why I'm selecting, I can kind of change the surface like that. When I have that now, it's still flat, no thickness to it yet. So right now it's already penetrating through that. So I'm just gonna go in the point mode, move it down the base so that it doesn't conflict like that. It's a little bit like that. It's okay. We will adjust it. We can always adjust it later also. So now let's add the thickness really quick. By adding thickness, I use this tool, shell. So I want to add the thickness to the bottom, right? Like this, not to like that, but instead I want it like that. This surface to be my top surface, the one I have it. So I want to add that like this to the bottom. So I'm thinking approximately this, when it goes to that way, it became minus. So I'm thinking about 2 millimeter thickness. We'll see how it's gonna come. So now it's kind of give you the thickness. Now you can check in the smooth mode. The only thing when it happens is when I use this shell tool, is kind of automatically give you this. You see, this edge is marked as red, right? All these little red edges, it means it's give you already sharp edges. So I don't want it like really that sharp here. I want to give my sharpness manually. So I will just make those sharp edges not to be sharp. So I select all the edges. This is the create sharp edges tool, right? So I'm just going to select those. I'm going to, if you click on it again, it's make it end sharp, kind of. So right now, it's all the red marked edges are gone. So if I look at it again in the smooth mode, you see how it's softening out everything. So this is how I like to start with from the base. I mean, like when I started to shape the form. So now when I have it, then I kind of do this. Now I have it again. I'm going to start tweaking in the bounce mode. So it's giving, I can kind of see better where the points are and all that. So now when it comes to here, I want a little, not the same width, same height, I'm sorry. So I'm just going to pull it out like that. So you can kind of see it when you look at the pendant, kind of the bottom surface like that. The face changes, direction changes. This is kind of like a little unique way to, I mean, I don't know how to say it, but you kind of, the surface direction changes as towards to the top. Right. It's kind of give you a dynamic shape. I mean, when it comes when the surface flooring, it doesn't like constant width and constant height is a little bit boring. So I give a different height, different direction, kind of. Now I start adding. Right now it's too soft. Right now, right? I want to sharp edges a little bit. So now that's what I was saying. I would like to edit the thick. I mean the sharp looking myself manually, instead of like using the sharp edge tool right here. So in order to add that, basically the two edges closer to each other give you a little sharper look, right? So that is like that. So now if I look at sharp smooth mode again, it gives you kind of already kind of sharp looking. I'm going to add another edge all the way around at the bottom. So as you can see, it's not very sharp like the one we had it before. It gives you kind of a little radius at the edge, so it looks a little nicer like that. Let me hide this curve, guide curve, we use it. Let me step back it out. Let me save this really quick. So now let me move this one. See, so now you already kind of got in that pendant already. So it's the matter of changing, pushing and pulling the point, kind of the shape you want. That's pretty much. But in terms of creating the overall shape, is very simple using 3D Shaper, and they're very easy to control. So now this, you already got this, right? So let me hide this reference image. Now if you want, you can kind of make it a little dome surface if you want. What I mean by that is, you see the surface is a little flat, so what I can do is I can add edges in the middle, and I can select that edge, the top edge only, by selecting these top points only, right? And then move it like this. Or as you can see, when you select it a little bit, be careful. You don't want to select the point that is not needed. So by doing like this, it's kind of give you the top a little rounded. There you have it. In order to finalize that, I'm going to hide this. I'm going to add a little bill. I'm going to use a hidden bill so that when you look at the pendant in the front, you don't see the bill. So I'm going to create a curve, something like that. I'm going to use a pipe command, rounded cross section, and I'm going to use about 1 millimeter. I'm going to use two of them. So what I mean by that is move one this side, and I'm going to mirror it to the other side. Something like that. But now when you look at it from the front, you are seeing the bill. So in order to hide that, let me go to the the curve. I'm just gonna move it something like that. You can adjust it the way you want it, right? Something like that. It doesn't have to be really mirror. You can do that, or you can literally move it like that as well. So now you don't see the bill. Now I have a change just for the image purpose. So what I'm going to do is they have this kind of 3Design ship with the default chain you can use for the image purpose. I put that. These are not necessarily, I just want to show you. There you have it. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.